first time I met Dasha was at Georgia, and this is our first real conversation together. So, Dasha, thank you so much for joining the channel. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. I really do appreciate the invite.
No, of course. It's not every day that you get to have a triple crown winner, team, singles, doubles. Uh, you're in very rare space when we mention those accolades. When I say that to you, what does that feel like to you when someone tells you that?
I mean, I feels like good, obviously. It was a
Hmm.
big accomplishment. I had a lot of, well, all of those were like my goals for college,
Hmm.
for my time that I was there. So being able to say like, yeah, I did that is great. But also, at the same time, it almost feels like I know I just graduated, but
Hmm.
since I'm playing the pro tournaments now, it feels like, it's something that not that I need to let go of, but it's just like there are so many things that I need to like or want to achieve now in pros that kind of, but still, it's a big accomplishment and I'm very proud that I did that.
And for you too, you've not only have you accomplished, can I say everything? Is that like a real assumption to like as a college athlete, you kind of did really complete Thanos all the gems on the glove kind of thing. And now you're on the pro tour. You've had instant success on the ITF level. You won your biggest title recently indoors, correct? The 100K?
Yeah.
So when you look at the pro tour ahead, when you start having like almost immediate success, what do you think about like going into that after seeing what you could accomplish in college?
Well, I guess it just shows that like college level is like way higher now than it maybe was a couple of years ago, and
Hmm.
there's like the competition that I had in college and that I was able to go into the pro tournaments and play the players who are ranked 200, 300, and win some of those matches. It's just like shows that I was ready for that, and the college competition and the level that prepared me well for whatever I was doing next. So yeah, but also I'm aware that like playing those tournaments and playing higher and higher ranked players and higher tournaments, it's not obviously always going to be like that.
Hmm.
So yeah.
No, it's a true fact because you can have that success, but you also have to realize that each week is a new reset. And it sounds like you are very goal oriented. And has there been a goal out of college that you've been working towards already on the pro circuit?
Yeah, I mean, out of once I graduated, like my ranking was kind of around 300, so
Hmm.
I wanted to get to the qualies of the Grand Slams. I mean, I was hoping it could be US Open, but it also seemed like kind of very quick, so I was more thinking about maybe Australian Open, but
Hmm.
with already the first tournaments went kind of well, so I did make the US Open quali, so that
Hmm.
was the goal. So now obviously from here is just going like playing the bigger tournaments, playing the WTAs, and just I guess most importantly getting the level to a point where I can be competitive at those tournaments.
And kind of coming back to your college career as well, were you skeptical of going to college first, or was there ever another situation where you thought you could just go straight into the ITF pro level?
Well, it was my last year of juniors when I started considering college, and it was mostly because I didn't feel like I was ready to play the pro tournaments.
Hmm.
I just felt like it was getting very routine and I wasn't doing that well. So college, just kind of thinking about that I can get an education and still play tennis. And obviously I didn't know much being from Europe, but
Hmm.
the people that did go to college from Czech Republic, they pretty much all of them were like very happy with their decision. So started talking to coaches and it kind of made sense.
Hmm.
I wasn't really thinking like if I'm going to finish it, if I'm going to go pro or not. I was just kind of going there
Hmm.
to see, and then, I liked it and everything was going pretty well. So then it made sense to finish it, and then
Hmm.
kind of all worked out pretty good.
It honestly really did. I mean, it really, really did. For you too, was there ever a moment in college where like I think for you too, seeing that success you had in college, was there ever a moment where you thought of like stopping college and going into the pro circuit? Was that ever a thought of yours?
Not really. Maybe before my senior year, it kind of like crossed my mind just because
Mm,
that summer I already played some tournaments and I already did well there. But at the same time, I was like, there's one more year left and I
mm,
can still play in the fall. So there's like one season left. And we were so close in the NCAAs last year. And we had a same great team this
yeah.
year. So I was like, that makes no sense to like it's just 6 months, the tournaments are not going to go anywhere.
Mm,
So yeah, I just wanted to finish the degree too. Might as well already that I
yeah.
started. So yeah.
So academics was a kind of a huge part of that in terms of understanding like where you wanted to be in life at that point.
Yeah, it was just kind of like it's a 4 year degree, and if I already have 3 years like completed, and probably if I would have quit then, like I don't know if I'll ever like come back to finish that 1 year and get
Yeah.
that degree. Probably not.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
yeah, it just like made sense to kind of complete everything and have that degree. And if I ever want to use it, hopefully not, but like if I
That's
wanted to, I
true.
can and finish the season. So, but yeah, academics was definitely part of it.
What was your degree in?
Finance,
Wow.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
why do you say actually? I believe you if you just told me finance.
I don't know. I think you're like expected like sports management or something,
No, I
but
would never expect that. No, I would first of all, no, don't assume that. I expected you to have a really good degree. I can't just say that. No?
oh,
Okay.
good.
Uh, Here's a question. Do people pronounce it finance or finance to you?
Finance?
Okay. Have you ever heard someone say finance?
Yeah, I've definitely heard it.
Does it sound obnoxious when people say it like that?
It just sounds kind of weird,
That's
but
fair. All right, I'll give you
I
that.
mean, you would say finance.
I would not say finance. I
Oh,
make
you
fun
did
of
ask
I
that question, which
well
I thought.
because I make fun of people who do say finance.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
So I have to clarify whether or not people say that.
I feel like when people say that, they don't mean it. It's like a joke. It's not actually how they say it.
I've heard people actually say it. I've heard people say it on TV
Mm.
like that, which is I don't know how I feel about that.
No, yeah, I think it's wrong.
Okay, we're in agreement then. That's a really good clip right there. How was the tennis chat? Oh, it was great. We talked about how you pronounce finance, so that was great. So what when you chose Georgia, did your parents help you with your decision in that?
Well, they also like being from Europe, they don't really know much about like American universities, but
Okay.
they they kind of the only thing they wanted, they weren't really like influencing my decision anyway, but they wanted
Okay.
the academics to be like um in a pretty good level like in America, which Georgia they were top 5 in tennis
Hmm.
when I committed and academics, I mean it's not like Harvard obviously, but it's pretty good,
That's a great school. It's a great school
especially
academically.
like yeah, the business school is pretty good. So I just wanted like a little bit of a balance where tennis was like really good and then academics was like okay.
Hmm. And when you talk about that balance too, with that, it seems like I feel like a lot of people that played college tennis or play professional tennis don't think that far ahead of after their career, like if it doesn't work out, what could happen. And it seems like you really understand, like, if tennis didn't work out or hasn't been working out, I still have my 4 year degree that I could go get a good job with.
Yeah, well, really, when I was going into college, I wasn't actually really thinking about playing pro,
Okay.
especially not for my first 3 years.
Mm,
That's why I kind of went into college because I wasn't sure like what exactly I want to do and if tennis is still something that I would consider after.
mm,
Um, but as I was obviously like playing and year after year, I was like getting better and I felt better. And then I played that one summer after like I haven't played a tournament in probably like 4 years. And that one summer when I did really well, I was like, okay, like the level is there.
mm,
Maybe I've been doing this sport my whole life, like might as well give it a try.
mm.
So
So you never really had aspirations to go pro. before Georgia?
Okay, well, so obviously in my whole junior career, I
Hmm.
did.
Okay.
That's why I was playing.
Yes.
But then that year, my last year of juniors, my first year when I started playing pro tournaments, I was kind of a little bit like, I don't know if I want to do this for my whole life. I wasn't
Hmm.
like doing that great. So I was just a little like conflicted if it makes sense for me to do it, because I didn't want to be like in a place where I play the same level of tournaments for multiple years and then it's
Hmm.
like kind of for nothing. So I just wanted, if I was gonna go pro, I wanted to make sure like I'm at a level where I can like actually do something with it.
Hmm.
So again, that's why college just like made sense because I could do both. I could study and I could play and still like get better because it's
Hmm.
not like you don't train because you have a lot of training still.
Hmm.
And then in the process, I was gonna decide and see just like how it goes, which
Hmm.
I did.
And it turned out really, really well.
Turned out pretty good. Yeah.
Turned out really well. When we look at your college career, how many? I feel like going into NCAA's, there was a bit of a rivalry between you and A&M. You played Mary how many times?
Yeah, like 10
Like
probably.
10 times? Was if you were to, would you say if you were to pick a rival, like a rival on like the college tennis tour, do you think Mary would be up there with the person that you would always play and have a battle with?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We did play probably the most that I've ever played anyone. And we
Hmm.
kind of had like a similar, I feel like, I don't know, progression. Like we played three our freshman year. We played against each other on three, and then
Hmm.
eventually we moved up to one, and then the last 2 years we just played against each other all the time when we played. And we played A&M like 4 times every year because
Hmm.
conference, NCAA. So yeah, we always every time we did play was like a long match. It was 3 sets or some match points. So it
Hmm.
was always like a great match. So
So when you play someone, for those that have not seen you play Mary or have not seen you play, which I highly recommend people do, when you play someone over and over again like that, what do you go into each match thinking in terms of a game plan, or how do you play someone like that on that level all the time?
well, yeah, since we like know each other so well at this point, we know like our what's like better, what's worse, where to go. But a lot of times it's just like how this day goes. Like because we know what to do, but then we're like very similar level and we know that either of us can win. So it's just who maybe is having a better day or who is
Hmm.
executing more shots or who is missing less. So it's nothing like really new because
Hmm.
not like we invented anything new in our games.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just always like a battle, and then who is maybe mentally tougher that day or something. Because we also played after college already
Hmm.
uh, in the pros, and it's like also was a tie break
Yeah.
15-13 first set, like So it's just who can handle that day better, I guess.
You seem a very, and correct me if I'm wrong, you seem like a very in the moment type of person. Like when you play, you're in the moment. You don't really think that far ahead. How long did it take you to kind of get that mentality, or was that developed in college?
Um, I mean, I guess like why would you think like far ahead? Like when you
Like,
play, like
like I think a lot of people, and let me try to rephrase this. The When people play, they usually try to think, okay, if they're going to do this, they're going to do this. If they think this far ahead, like, oh, if I get it to their back end, and kind of like if I'm thinking this far away in the draw, like it's hard to kind of keep yourself in the moment, right? And understand. I apologize. This is my dog. This is Otis.
Okay.
Um, so I'm gonna apologize in advance if he barks. Um, so when you focus on playing in the moment or staying in the match without thinking too far ahead, how do you develop that calm demeanor or mentality when you're on the court? I think that's what I'm trying to phrase it as.
Well, because I guess like no matter who you play, even if you know the person or you don't, like it always just depends on like cur that day, like
Hmm.
what they can do because it can be different, can play the same person 10 times and it's going to be a different match. Like, and maybe also that day you're feeling different, like, and it's hard to like control other things that are so far ahead. So
Hmm.
just being able to focus on like each point, I feel like that helped me a lot, because then it's like you don't have any like other extra thoughts that kind of like distract you,
Hmm.
and just being able to play one point at a time.
Hmm.
It's just, yeah, as you said, it keeps you present, but I feel like you got to be present to
Yeah.
like matches. So
You! Please subscribe. Thanks.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's like a tremendous feat to have that kind of mentality on the court all the time, right? Like not getting frustrated, not like at least showing emotion in that way where you're still collected and calm on the court when you play. And I think that's a real testament to how you play. And did you get where do you think you got your game style from, or where do you think you attributed your game to in that regard?
um well, I guess it just always was like that from childhood, kind of,
Okay.
from like the first matches that I ever played. And I guess it comes also from like the personality that I have,
Hmm.
just not really showing like emotion. It's like not because like I don't care,
Hmm.
but it's just easier to kind of keep clear mind, I guess, just by
Hmm.
being, you know, and I don't show negative. Well, I do sometimes negative, but like positive, not really.
Yeah.
Just because like when I'm playing and I'm like really focused, it just doesn't like come out naturally a
Okay.
lot. So then I don't see like the need to like force it or fake it. So, I just do whatever it like feels natural and comfortable. And that's how it's always been from
Hmm.
my like whole life. So, you know.
Yeah, and for your game style too, was there anyone you watched in particular that kind of set like that made you kind of fall in love with tennis?
I've always liked Maria Sharapova. She
Okay.
was always like, when I was younger, someone who I would watch, but I think I didn't really like created my game by like watching someone. It just like I never liked to miss, and that just never changed. So I was
Love that.
from younger age, I was like more defensive, more like careful, not really going for like winners, and
Hmm.
that's something that like I've been trying to work on my
Hmm.
like whole college, and like just being more aggressive and taking more risks. But I think it always was and will be like the core that I just want to like make balls and then wait for the right chances,
Hmm. More
rather
patient.
than like more patient, yes, rather than like just hitting big and hitting winners.
That's I honestly I wish that was my game sometimes because missing every third ball really sucks. I'll tell you that right
Yeah,
now.
I'd hate that.
That
I hate that.
you probably don't do that at all. I guarantee it.
Well, sometimes I do and I hate it. So then I try.
Then well, you play at a higher level than I do, so it makes sense. I would see why you would get more frustrated at it than I would. If you were to pick a singles match that you played in college that surprised you with the level of competition, or was there a match that you played at Georgia where you played someone and you were surprised by the level? Or was there one that you were like, wow, this was a great match or a memorable match for you?
Okay, so surprised by the level, like that the person was like way like really good, or
Okay,
like the level of the match.
let's go most memorable match for you. And it can't be the NCAA finals.
Well, most memorable match, definitely the one that we played in Athens against, it was also against A&M,
Hmm.
and me and Mary were last match on. It was 3-all. It was like 10 p.m. already.
Hmm.
A lot of people were still there, but I was winning. I was up set 4-2 maybe or something. She came back. She won the second set. Then she was up 5-1 in the third. I was cramping. I took a medical, then came back. I think she had a match point, and then I won 7-6 in the third
Of
to
course you did.
like clinch the conference. But then we did share the conference with him anyways. But just like that match is just, it was just it being the last match on, and then everything that happened in the match, the way it like turned and then turned back, and then just being so late. And
Yeah.
we weren't playing that great, honestly. Like it wasn't our best, definitely, but
Really?
it had like everything else, just like the drama and stuff, and people still being there. So it was just a very memorable like moment. And I remember there was a video of like my match point, and Drake was sitting in the back on the bench, and then when I won, he like fell off the bench, like completely just laying on the ground. And then I saw it after I was watching the video, and I was like, what is happening? But it was just like very intense and emotional. So
I love that. I have to find that video. When this goes up, I'm gonna put that video
yeah.
over this. That's an awesome video. That's an awesome video. Is that something you're gonna miss on the pro tour when playing? That kind of energy?
Yeah, I mean it's something that you can only experience in college. Like
Hmm.
no matter how big of a tournament you play after, it's always going to be just for yourself.
Hmm.
And just like playing for the team is a very different experience. Playing next to the people and then the crowd, especially in Athens. I think
Hmm.
not a lot of places have that what Athens has, but. Yeah, it's just one of the things I will like remember about college, and yeah, I will miss it
Are
probably
you gonna go back next year for the NCAAs just to visit?
to watch.
Yeah,
Maybe, just I don't know what I'm gonna be doing at that time, so it just
that's fair.
depends.
That's fair.
If I could, maybe I will.
That's true. That's true. I honestly I think I was there visiting when Georgia played Kentucky when Quinn was on the team. Were you there? Were you on the team then?
Probably.
You
Yeah.
probably wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That there's no place like Athens. I just have to
Yeah.
point that out there to anyone that's watching this. If you need a place to go for college tennis, Athens has to be at least top three of places that you need to go and visit to watch a match.
Yeah, it definitely has a different energy, and I don't think that any of the other colleges have that like stadium courts and oh I was saying yeah, just like the atmosphere and the energy of the college matches in Athens is I've we played in a lot of schools, but it's just like it's not the same.
It's true. It's true. And I think for you too, like on the if we go back to your pro tour, and I do appreciate you doing this by the way. Um, on the pro tour, how do you find like the energy or the momentum to like get that energy into a match on the pro level where you don't have the same atmosphere?
Well, pro level, I feel like it's different because you're playing for something,
Hmm.
points and money.
Yeah.
And, it's like what motivates you kind of from inside, I guess, because in college you kind of play for the team and for the
Hmm.
people, but nothing really, like you don't get anything for winning
Hmm.
necessarily, except for winning. And
Yeah.
then in the pros, it's like, you're
Still a good
playing.
feeling.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying it's different because, you have like points and rankings where you go up and down and then again money. So it's just
Yeah.
like a different type of motivation when you play, I guess. So, but I mean, the energy itself, it's definitely like not the same and it's not as
No.
kind of like obnoxious and intense, but still everybody probably like tries
Yeah.
harder because again, there's more like at stake kind of.
You have to make a living. That's the problem. It's like
Yeah.
everyone's literally fighting to put food on their table. How's the travel been as a pro so far?
I mean, I've been playing mostly in America, so it wasn't that bad. I didn't have any like long flights or
Okay.
time changes so far because I've been like around here. So it wasn't bad. It's just like every week almost, and I mean it's a lot, but I did all that in juniors, so it's not like anything too new. So I'm kind
Fair.
of used to it, and I knew what I was going into, so
That's
it's
fair.
not that. Yeah.
What do you think one thing is that people don't understand about the pro tour that you learned or are learning now?
Well, until you get to the level where you play like all the main events, like the main schedule with like Rome and Madrid, all the WTAs and ATPs, like until then, a lot of tournaments are in cities like Evansville or Landisville, and there's nothing, it's not like Rome, Italy.
That's
It's
fair.
it's a grind, and the ITF tournaments are not as, they still are nice, and the people who like run the tournaments, they still like try very hard, but it's a different like I played one WTA this year in Newport, and it's like a different level of just,
Hospitality.
yeah.
Is do you have any, I'm not going to say horror stories, but do you have any travel stories that you're like, this is the worst travel day of my life? Have you ever had that? Because I feel like I see those constantly on people's stories. It's like my bag. I think Sakari posted one on Instagram the other day. It's like, oh, my bag's still stuck in Montreal airport. Is anyone there that could hold it for me? Like, I don't understand how this happens so much.
Honestly, not really.
Really?
Like so far everything was pretty good, pretty smooth. Like I didn't miss any flights. There was nothing much delayed except for maybe
Wow.
like 2 hours. I got all my bags.
Wow.
Yeah,
Smooth
honestly, so far
sailing
it
so
was pretty
far.
good. I hopefully it stays this way. But yeah.
It's that's honestly awesome. That's you're I feel like not many people can relate to that.
I also haven't traveled like that much yet. I played
Fair.
for
I will give you that. I do want to point out you played Katie McNally and the Hall of Fame. Was that your first grass court tournament ever or just in WTA
um
level?
I played on grass in juniors,
Yes.
which was around 5 years ago. So it wasn't my first one. But
First WTA event on grass
yeah, yeah,
against McNally. And then you played her what, 2, 3 weeks later in where?
Evansville.
Evansville. That's right. Forgot about Evansville. When you play someone on two different surfaces, does the game plan change?
Well, when it comes to grass, definitely. Yeah, it's just like such a different type of game, and like um if you're not used to it and if you don't know what you're doing, like I feel like it's really hard to play, especially against someone like her, which she was coming from Wimbledon,
Hmm.
you know, where she did really good there. So it's just, yeah, I feel like you need a longer time to like prepare for grass in order to like do good there.
Hmm.
Um, so it was hard for me to, and she played really well, but it was really hard
She
for
won
me
the
to like,
tournament.
she did,
Oh.
yes, but it was hard to like just figure out how to move because I'm used to like sliding on hard courts
Mhm.
and grass. It's like almost impossible to do
Nope.
that, and then you the ball doesn't bounce, it doesn't go. It's like
Can't
I
generate
was
your own pace.
I was
It's
just confused, honestly. So,
really,
but she,
it was that type of like you can't get a feel for it.
uh, yeah, it was tough. Like especially playing first round, someone as good as her. It's like you don't have much time to like figure it out. It's
True.
just like you're going into it, and she's going.
And
So
she's already like mid match form by the third game. It's like no chance.
it was tough. Yeah,
That's fair. And Dasha, I do appreciate you coming on talking to us about everything that is tennis, and hopefully we can have you on again soon. Um, do you want anyone to follow you on social media?
I mean, why would I say no to that? Like,
That's fair.
sure.
Make sure to follow Dasha on all social media platforms, primarily Instagram, I will say. I think you just hit 5K. I think
Yeah,
you
that
have,
is the
so
only one that I use. So
that's fair. So
that,
if you
yeah.
need to follow Dasha, which you should, make sure to follow her on Instagram. Dasha, good luck. Where's your next tournament?
Next week going to Landisville and then US Open.
Oh, fantastic. You're already in qualies too, so that's perfect.
It
That's
is perfect.
it is
Never
perfect.
been to New York either, so
Really?
yeah.
I'm from Connecticut. I only live 30 minutes away.
Oh, oh, are you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, cool.
I'll be doing work with other players.
Oh,
See, I do have a job.
hugging other players.
Dasha thinks I don't have a job.
I was just really confused by what you do. You just were there with a camera, just walking around in Waco. So I
That's
was just like, okay.
that that is my Instagram handle. It's guy with a giant camera near a tennis court.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Daily tennis content and guy with a big ass camera next to a tennis court.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So now you kind of know what I try to do.
Good.
All right. Thanks, Dasha.
Well, thanks.